Hi everybody, Evan here. So this week we're going to talk about jQuery and learn what jQuery is for. Before we jump into it, let's make sure we get set up properly for jQuery. So here I have my code open on the right, and if you'll see in my head, I have currently a Bootstrap link. Let me make it a little bigger. Bootstrap link and a link for my custom CSS. And down here in my scripts section, I have my 3 Bootstrap related scripts. We have this first one, which is jQuery Slim, the second one, which is Popper, and this third one, which is Bootstrap. And finally, of course, we have my custom main.js script. At this point in time in the class, you might have a couple of extra links up here. You might have Font Awesome. You might have a Google font that you're particularly fond of, or anything like that. That's fine. We're going to be focusing down here in the scripts. So with Bootstrap 4, or any version of Bootstrap actually, we do include automatically a script for jQuery. So you may think that we're already set up, but we want to be sure that we're using the full version of jQuery. What Bootstrap requires is this custom version called jQuery Slim. jQuery Slim. And as you might expect, it's a little slimmer or smaller than the full core jQuery, which is what we want to include just to be safe, especially while we're learning. Okay, so to find either the file or the CDN for the full core jQuery, there are 2 sites that you should be aware of. One of them is jQuerycom. Okay, and this is the jQuery homepage. It explains what is jQuery. You can see some related projects. There's a lot of documentation that is worth looking through. But this is where you would come to actually download the jQuery production files. So if you wanted to download jQuery.js and save it in your JS file and include a script to that file, just like we do with our main.js file, you would come here to jQuery.com. For today, though, and for now, I would prefer to use the CDN. So to find the jQuery CDN, it's unfortunately not as easy as just coming to jQuery.com. There is a second site called code.jQuery.com. Code.jQuery.com. And this has the CDNs available for all the various versions of jQuery. We're going to be focused on jQuery core, and I'm going to go for this very first one, jQuery 3. So jQuery core 3.3.1. You might have a different version number by the time you're seeing this video. That's completely fine. Go for the latest, most current version of jQuery core. And I'm going to take the uncompressed version. Okay? So next to jQuery core 3.3.1, it says uncompressed, minified, slim, and slim minified. Okay, well, we know we don't want slim, probably don't want slim minified, so that leaves uncompressed and minified. If you're not sure what a minified file is, we'll take a look at one in a second, and I'll explain it. But for now, I'm going to select uncompressed, and this actually gives me the full script tag, which I can copy, just like that, or you can click this button to copy it to your clipboard. And I'm going to replace this jQuery Slim script in my code. Okay, make sure it's all formatted the way that I like it. And we are good to go. Okay. Now, let's just test and make sure that jQuery is actually running. Okay, so I'm going to do, just like in the old days when we would do console.log connected. In fact, let's do that now. Connected is showing up in my console. So my main.js file is hooked up correctly, but I want to be sure that jQuery is hooked up correctly. So I'm going to take this console log message and I'm actually going to put it inside of a jQuery function. Don't worry about the code just yet. We will talk through the syntax in the next video. Okay, so I have embedded this console.log connected command inside a pretty standard jQuery function. So if jQuery is hooked up correctly, we should have no problems and we should see connected logged to the console. If for some reason jQuery is not hooked up correctly, we should see an error because regular JavaScript will not recognize that $. Connected. All right, so we're good to go. And just to show you what that error might look like, if your jQuery is for whatever reason not hooked up correctly, I'm going to comment out my jQuery script, and I'm going to reload my page. And we get an error that says uncaught reference error, $ is not defined. $ is not defined. Okay, so if you are getting that error at any point in time, the reason is your jQuery, specifically your jQuery, is not hooked up correctly. That could be either because your script is written incorrectly, you have a typo, maybe the CDN you're using is no longer active, maybe your file path to the actual jQuery production file is incorrect. There's an issue there. If you see this error, look at your jQuery script. The other reason why this might occur, and this is important, is if your jQuery is not loading in the correct order. So remember with Bootstrap, we needed jQuery to load before bootstrap.js. And that's because bootstrap.js uses jQuery. So if bootstrap.js loads first, the browser is going to read it. It's going to come across a jQuery function, probably using this $, and it's going to say, I don't know what that is. And the reason it doesn't know what that is because jQuery has not loaded yet. Your browser reads all of these scripts in order. So for example, if my jQuery script were below my main.js script, and I had this function in my JavaScript, I would get the same error even though my script is functioning and whole. That is because the browser has read main.js and seen this $, before it has loaded jQuery. So the order of your scripts is going to become more and more important as we move forward. Right now, to be safe, jQuery should probably always be your first one for now. And your main.js, your custom JavaScript sheet, should always be the very last one. Okay? So now we're set up for jQuery and we can move into some fun stuff.